What's up, YouTube? This your boy Lord Loon 6G75 here with my Atlantean deck. It's been pretty long awaited for this deck profile, and I sure have been waiting on it just like you guys have. And I had picked up the deck on Monday night at 12, so I just kind of wanted to make sure I get a pretty solid build for you guys. You know, it's a lot of comparison from the OCG to what's going to be ran in the TCG. All right, and as you can see up front, that I'm definitely going to play the way I want to play. All right, regardless of what the TCG play, I got my own play style that I want to try with the Atlanteans. So that's going to be it. So the first monster that's going to be in my Atlantean count would be Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon, and basically lose her effect is tribute 3, level 3 allure, water monsters from my side of the field, especially some of her from my hand or graveyard. So off bat, guys, I'm already liking this effect. She has a secondary way of being to summon herself. Once I do that, she basically giant tornadoes the entire field. And if I pick up 3 or more Magic Trap off anywhere off the board that goes from my side or my opponent's side of the field, my opponent current monsters lose 300 attack times the number of cards that was picked up. So off the top, they're going to lose 900 attack because I initially have to only pick up 3 spell trap cards. So it's a pretty decent effect. Not to mention Poseidra's effect activates the Atlanteans effects by when they're sent to the graveyard due to her effect. Other than that, she's 28 attack, 1600 defense, and also a 7-star, which is also going to play a big role in Abyss Rising. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. To finish up my Atlantean count, I run 2 copies of Atlantean Dragoons. When they're sent to the graveyard due to activation of Water Monster effect, I search my deck for any Sea Serpent type monster and add it to my hand. Alright guys, this is going to be very, very important once Abyss Rising is released, because I'll be able to search Moulinglacia, the Elemental Lord, which is the Grand Soul for water monsters that's coming out in Abyss Rising in about 3 weeks or so. So this card is going to be very key to search that or any other Sea Serpent type monster that the Mermals will give us also. Not to mention the Atlantean Dragoon has 1800 attack, and the Atlanteans, from what I see, they all share 0 defense besides Poseidra. Alright, next up we have 2 copies of Atlantean Marksman, 1400 attack. When this card is sent to the graveyard due to effect of Water Monster effect, it destroys any set card on the board. But along with that, guys, this guy has another effect. When this guy causes battle damage to my opponent, I special summon an Atlantean monster from my deck. 3-star, what is it? 4-star allure. Alright guys, so off top, it's a really, really good effect. It helps me bring out other Atlanteans to the board for spamming. Alright, so I run 2 copies of Atlantean Marksman. Next up, I'm running 1 copy of Atlantean Attack Squad. I basically run Atlantean Attack Squad just because I run Marksman. Once Marksman does does damage, I bring Atlantean Attack Squad, and Atlantean Attack Squad's effect is that it shoots up 800 attack if I control another Sea Serpent, Fish, or Aqua type monster on the board. So it brings that up to 2200. Alright guys, other than that, that's the only reason why I play Atlantean Attack Squad. And in most builds, you're going to see people playing at least 1 of this guy. Some may play 2, like I said, others might play 1, but I'm going to stick with 1. 1 is pretty good. My last Atlantean that I play in my deck would be Atlantean Heavy Infantry. When this monster is sent to the graveyard due to activation of a Water Monster effect, it destroys 1 face-up card. So we have 1 Atlantean monster that destroys set cards and another one that destroys face-up cards. Alright guys, along with that, he also has a secondary effect. During my main phase, I can normal summon. I have an additional normal summon for a Sea Serpent type monster, level 4 allure. Alright guys, so it allows me to actually just spam even more Atlanteans or Sea Serpent type monsters to the board. Alright guys, so that's Atlantean Infantry, and that wraps up my Atlantean count. Now we're going to move on towards the engine part of my deck. And when I say engine, I play the Genex engine. Pretty much, you guys could have guessed that because everybody, that seems to be the even flow of this deck. that we're going to inherit from the OCG, at least until Abyss Rising comes out. So, first up, 3 copies of Genex Undine. When this card is normal summon, let me read it. I want to read this one from word. When this card is normal summon, you can send 1 water monster from your deck to the graveyard to add 1 Genex Controller from your deck to your hand. Alright guys, so turn 1, this guy lets you go +2. Because you're gonna send 1 water monster to the grave, preferably Atlantean Dragoons. When Dragoons are sent to the graveyard due to his effect, you search your deck for Sea Diva or Atlantean Heavy Infantry or any Sea Serpent, Sea Serpent type monster that you may or may not need in the next couple turns. Alright, so that's Genex Undine. I also play 2 copies of Genex Controller due to the fact I have to play with them with Genex Undine. I really hate pulling this guy. I cannot stress enough, guys, how I hate pulling this Genex Controller, and I seem to pull them quite often. But you're gonna see later on, once I get to my extra deck, that it's not so bad that I actually pull Genex Controller sometimes, because I got a special monster that's quite overlooked, and I'm surprised that it got overlooked, but that's a treat later on. And to finish up the Genex engine, I play 2 Genex Ally Birdman. Birdman's there basically to help spam also, which I'm going to combos after the deck profile. So it's a pretty neat combo with Genex Birdman. So Birdman, you guys should already be familiar with Birdman. Alright, to help out the Atlanteans, as a secondary engine, we have 3 copies of Sea Diva. Alright, Sea Diva, whenever she's normal summon, special summon a level 3 allure type Sea Serpent type monster from our deck to the field in any position that I desire. Preferably a Atlantean monster, more likely. Well, it's going to be an Atlantean monster anyway. So that's Diva. She's the primary tuner of the deck, and that's Sea Diva. On to the hand traps that I play. 1 copy of Gores, 2 copies of Effect Vieler to answer the meta. To the spells, 3 copies of Call of the Atlanteans. Call of the Atlanteans is pretty much like a rekindling for Sea Serpent type monster that's level 3 allure. I'm sorry, guys. And the turn this card is activated, you can special summon for the duration of that turn. So the thing is, you might want to use this on your opponent's turn. You can either use the Atlanteans to block your opponent's attack, or you can activate at the end phase. This is the most popular way. Activate at the end phase of your opponent's turn to have Atlanteans on your side of the field for your next turn to go into synchro plays, or seed plays, or whatnot. Alright, so that's Call of the Atlanteans. Alright, next card I have up is 2 copies of Salvage. This card allows you to recycle water monsters, preferably the Atlanteans, because they all have low attack. So this card allows you to add Atlanteans back to your hand, include Sea Diva. 1 copy of Dark Hole, 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 Heavy Storm, and that ends it up for the spells. Onto the traps. 2 copies of Torrential Tribute, 2 copies of Compulsory, 2 copies of Mirror Force, 2 copies of Dimensional Prison, and 2 copies of Solemn Warning. Alright guys, that ends it for the main board. On to the extra deck. 1 Mistworm, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Grenade Dragon of the Ice Bearer, which is a very popular card with the Atlanteans because he allows you to get double effects. He already going to blow up 2 cards if you discard Atlanteans, and then you're just going to set off the Atlanteans effects when they hit the graveyard due to his effect. 1 copy of yu-nique, the Force of the Earth, and 1 copy of Genex Ally Tridon. Now, for the life of me, I cannot understand why the OCG didn't actually consider running this guy. If they're going to actually search out Genex controllers and have Undine on board, you know, it's a rank 6 monster, but it's a loyalty stamp to Genex. You have to use a Genex controller to actually synchro summon this guy. But if you manage to get a Genex controller and sync it with the Undine or any other 3-star monster, he has a pretty neat effect. Once per turn, since he synced it, Yeah, sync with a water monster. You know what I'm saying? Let me just read it because you guys pretty much not gonna know what it is. This card effect depends on the attributes of its non-tuner synchro material monsters. Once per turn, you can attach one card to activate one of these effects. If you sync it with another wind monster, send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. Water, select one spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. Dark, select one face-up light monster on the field, destroy it, and draw a card. All right, guys. So mainly, we're gonna mainly focus on that second effect, since we primarily want water monsters in our deck, and that's destroying one set spell or trap card on the board. All right, guys. So that's a pretty nifty effect, and it's gonna come. This guy's actually gonna come in handy since we lost Brio. So once we lost Brio, I went on a mad search to find somebody to take his place, and that's what I did. One TG Hyper Librarian. One Allied Justice Catastrophe, one Armory Arm, onto the Seeds. We have number 30 Axigo, which activates the effect of the Atlanteans. One number 17. He also activates the effect of the Atlanteans when you detach the boosters effect up. One Wino Zenmains, one Dagusto Phoenix. Dagusto Phoenix in here mainly because I have Birdman, and remember I told you Birdman actually makes a lot of spam plays. This is one of the guys you would want to bring out for the OTK. So that Justice Phoenix is a must if you're going to play Allied Justice Birdman. And you can also say he's a must if you're going to play Atlanteans. It all depends on how you build the build. My personal favorite, number 96 Dark Mist. And one Gotcha Gitsu. Alright, guys. Alright, so right now I'm going to go into some of the key plays that the Atlanteans have. Just give me 1 second. So we're going to explain the Diva, the Birdman, the Infantry, and we're going to use the Infantry, well, the Diva, to actually summon the Marksman again. So we're going to actually use all this stuff. So this is the key OTK to the deck that I saw floating around on YouTube and floating around in the OCG. So the main thing you want to do is that you normal summon Sea Diva. Right, turn this way. Normal summon DC Diva. You search a deck for Atlantean heavy artillery. Alright. What you want to do now is that you're going to use Birdman's effect to bounce DC Diva. So you're going to bounce DC Diva back to your hand. Alright, now you're going to use Atlantean heavy artillery's effect to have an additional normal summon. So you're going to normal summon DC Diva once again, plugging out another Atlantean. Sorry, guys, I'm probably running out of space here. Special summon another Atlantean, which is a Marksman. Alright, once here, guys, you're going to go ahead and attack your opponent for 14 first. Once the 14 hits, it brings out Atlantean Attack Squad. Alright, guys, so Atlantean Attack Squad is going to hit for 22. Birdman's going to hit for 14. Now, like I said, I went straight into attacking my opponent with these cards. Now, you don't actually necessarily have to do it this way. Alright, so if you want to, you can back it up a little bit, take him away, and just go ahead and go into the Dagusto Phoenix I was actually telling you guys about. And this is the most popular way. Alright, you go Dagusto Phoenix first. And what you do, you're going to attach with Dagusto Phoenix. And then you're going to attack your opponent with 14, bringing out Atlantean Attack Squad, 22, 14, 15, 15. Once you detach with Dagusto Phoenix, it allows you to attack twice. Alright, guys. So, in a nutshell, guys, this has pretty much been my Atlantean, my first build of my Atlanteans. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have more builds than this, guys. Like I said, I play my build a little bit different than everybody else in the OCG. But that's all pretty much cool, fine, and dandy. So, this is Lord Luna, 6G75, aka the Water Twin, and I'm out, guys.